So today we're going to be having a look at how to remove the washing machine waste hose or pipe, some people call it. The reason that we want to do this is because we think this might be a source of smells in our washing machine. We've tried everything else, it still smells. We want to give this a good clean out. That's why we want to take it off. It's not because there's a blockage or anything else, so we're not expecting hot water to gush out or anything like that. Also, before you start tampering with your washing machine, double check your warranty and make sure that it doesn't devalue that before you take any tools to it. So first of all, of course, make sure that your machine is turned off, and then we're going to start by removing the waste pipe from the connection, the plumbing connection at the wall. Now, whenever we're messing around with pipe work, it's always good to have a towel and a bowl handy to catch any drips that might happen. So we're just unscrewing this connection here, keeping a hold of the pipe as we do so. So I've emptied this out, and that just gives you an indication of how much water might be sitting in your pipe even when you've finished a washing load. Now, just to clarify before we go any further, there will be two pipes at the back of your washing machine. So the one that we're looking at is the waste pipe, which is the one that will be corrugated. So there's 4 jobs that we need to do now in order to remove this pipe from the washing machine. First of all, we need to take the back off. We also need to take the lid off. We need to then disconnect the pipe from the pump at the bottom front of the machine, and finally we'll take this connector here off. So you're going to need a few tools for the job now. Now, different screwdrivers for different washing machines. For this particular machine you need a T20 torque one. I've got one here because I've got a handy little set from Silverline, which is quite useful to have because you always need different things for different jobs. So we're going to get going removing the back. That's the back off, so now onto the lid. Just 2 screws for the lid on this washing machine, so we're now just going to slide this off. So as you can see in this washing machine, we've got one complete hose or pipe that runs all the way through the washing machine down to the pump at the front. So I'm just going to disconnect it from the pump, then we'll take the fitting off at the back and feed it out the back. We're now at the front of the machine where we're going to disconnect the hose from the pump, and we've got this little plate here that we need to remove. This is where the filter and the pump is. So we're going to pop that off, and we need to always, whenever you start messing around with this bit here, you need to just make sure that you empty this little drain pipe here, because there's often some water trapped in there that hasn't been able to escape from your machine fully. So we're just going to drain that out before we do anything else. I'm also going to remove the filter cap, which is a bit like a petrol cap. You just turn that around, a little bit of welly, that will come undone. Just going to pop that to one side. And now we're going to get our screwdriver and just remove the front plate here. So this is getting a little bit trickier to film now, but in here you can see the impeller, which is what pushes the water up the hose, and the hose is attached here. So I'm going to remove this clamp by squeezing it together, and then I'll be able to remove the hose and I can feed that out through the back of the washing machine. So I've now got this disconnected, as you can see, so we're ready to feed it through the back of the machine. Now we've got a flathead screwdriver just to remove this bracket at the back of our washing machine, and that loosens it enough that we can feed it out. You might find there's some clasps inside that you also need to remove it from, and then you need to just be really gentle because you don't want to damage the hose. You also might find that if you go through the back, that gives you better access to the hose, which is why we took the back off. Right, now we can get better access to this clamp, then we can remove it so that we can just get it out. Pop that out there. So once you've got your hose free, you're going to need some space to clean it out. Now, if you've got a bath, you could do this in the bath, you could do it in the shower, you could even do it outside with a hose. If you can, run some water through it, get a bit of pressure and water running through it, that might help to clear it out. With this bath, we can actually attach it pretty much to the bath tap here. But find a way just to get something washing through it. Be really careful with this because it is an integral part of your washing machine, so you don't want to do anything that is going to damage it in any way. You could try, if you think there's a blockage or you need a bit more access to it, you could try one of these, which is like a cleaning snake. So you can always try feeding that right down it and giving that a good clean as well. Other than that, I would just use detergent and warm water. When we first took this out, it was pretty gross what came out of it. There was lots of black water in the bath. It smelled really bad. It's now much better, but we could actually still do a bit more cleaning on it. So that's it, basically. I hope that you found that useful if you were brave enough to give it a go. The moral of the story is that it's not actually the easiest job to remove a hose from the washing machine. So if you can avoid the situation where you have to do it at all, that is much better, right? Always prevention better than cure. So running hot washes, making sure if you're in a hard water area that you're using something that's going to have a go at descaling regularly. They're all really good practices to get into to avoid the situation where it's so full of scum that you feel like you need to remove it. Hope you found this useful. Any tips to add, please do so in the comments down below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Come back very soon and bye-bye.